to record. I just don't know what other option there is. So I'm recording. You're pinned. Because there's like speaker, gallery, or immersive. Immersive's everyone together, puts you in a theater, like an audience. I think I can, if it'll do it. Have you ever seen this? This is like, this is, can you see that? Right?
That's pretty funny. I don't think that'll work.
No, but there's not, I can leave, so, and then gallery is more,
Okay.
let's try that.
Why would that work?
Well, they said take it off speaker view. Speaker is whomever's talking it goes to.
Yeah.
So let's try this. This is the best op. Yeah, this
Sounds
is
good.
okay. How are you feeling today?
Well, I had one of my more pattern nights last night. I had to take a bath to get to sleep. And then I slept for 2 hours. And after that, I wasn't awake for any long chunks, but I only slept like an hour at a time or 20 minutes at a time anyway.
Gotcha.
There. The interesting thing that Kevin discovered, in terms of posture, he says my left hip is an inch higher than my right.
Interesting.
Which could have something to do with so he basically said, what I want you to do is hang from your left leg for about 6 hours every day. But we haven't been able to figure out how I can do that.
Well, again, well,
he says there's congestion. Congestion somewhere on that side, and he even said where, but I was hoping he would have talked to you, but he didn't. So I'll get him to translate, maybe by a text or something when he found
it. And again, I can get there in person as soon as I can, maybe next week or Tuesday night might be. Yeah, let's keep that in mind.
Okay.
Yep. How's your pain been, and how's the use of the legs been? And
yesterday was a pretty normal day.
okay.
When I went to bed last night, I thought, oh, well, this may work tonight, but not.
And it's the leg that wakes you up. The leg's waking you up.
It's not as bad as it is when I can't sleep at all, which is when my leg is just jarring me constantly. I just had trouble trouble staying asleep. I just wake up. And I did the old ice the quad, and that worked for a while, and just weird.
Yep. Okay.
But it wasn't a terrible night. And the night before that had been glorious. I actually got 3.5 hours, maybe a little bit more, of continuous sleep the night before that. Woo! That was amazing. I didn't know anybody could do that.
It's like a new mom with a baby or something. You really get a good night's sleep, and it just is the best. Well, feet are wide. There's space between the toes. You're letting those feet expand, building yourself from the ground up. Knees are soft. Back of the pelvis releases. And then front of the sternum, front solar plexus, that area is just softening. So you're almost letting the front ribs release down or drop down. Shoulders are floating up on top of the ribs. And there's a little dome shape to the underarms. Head's releasing off the top of the spine. You're aware of all the space above you. And then just letting those knees ease out. Let the face drop. You're not changing any altitude until you direct that up, out, and over, arcing over the toes. What if I really let everything hang from the legs? Back of the neck softens, jaw releases. Eyes soften, brow unfurrows. And then next exhale, letting it empty out, trail off. Enjoy that moment of non-doing and see where you can do less, hang more. The inhale comes in, think out the knees and expanding feet, and scoop out the abdominals, vertebrae by vertebrae.
Oh.
That's it. And then again, knees ease out, face drops. That's it. Arcing over the toes. Sinking up the weight of the head, the arms, and the shoulders. All that weight's just hanging from the ribs and spine. What if I really let everything hang? And then next exhale, letting it empty out, dissolve. Enjoy that moment of non-doing, waiting for the inhale to come in. Vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae.
Ah.
Whew.
Since I slept so well Wednesday night was Kevin did another amazing job. Oh my God. Just, as I told him, he gives a lousy massage these days, but they're very interactive. Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe not for, what is it, massage envy or one of those. Don't give this massage there, they would say, right?
But it was so helpful. I
Do you
mean,
feel you feel looser?
well, yeah, I mean, we did a lot of stretching,
Yeah,
did a lot of RIP, where where the heel to butt, which I can't do very far,
right.
and a lot of figure four stretching,
Okay.
but getting me to be getting it looser, like doing it and then working it and then doing it again and working it and doing it again, really, 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 really helped. I mean, I felt so good Wednesday. Oh, I slept so well. It was great. Okay.
All right. Turning the eyes and the back of the head. That turns the spine, which turns the ribs and the arms. That's it. Good. And letting that free hip drop as the knee comes out as you go on to demi point. By the way, we got our wreath. Thank you.
Good.
It's going to go on the man cave door here.
Or put it inside if you like the smell.
I have it inside right now for that exact reason. Yeah.
We keep ours from the year before and we put that one on the door and we keep the fresh one inside.
Ah, interesting.
You don't have quite the storage capacity we do right now.
By the way, there's that emissions. Have you seen the emissions app in the Tesla?
No.
I think it's in like arcade or toy box or whatever. It's called emissions control or emissions test. So it's basically a digital whoopee cushion that you can move from seat to seat. So so what I could do is I could put it in the back right seat where Dante's sitting, and so I discovered this last week, and so I could not
What
wait.
are
to
you
get the kids
putting
in
there?
Well, it's on the screen. There's a map of the seating. There's a seating chart, and so you move this red whoopee cushion to the seat you would like, and
And it's
so
a whoopee cushion?
the sound is then focused there, and so
Okay.
then you can push the button, and they have a whole list of different farts that and so we're driving, and I could not wait to see, because I wanted, so we're driving to school and da da da, you know what I mean? And then we're gonna come to a stoplight. I just start hitting the button, and it sounds exactly like that person is really letting it rip. Oh my God. And Dante, I was like, Dante, oh my God. He was like, Dad, I didn't, and then I moved it over to Lucilla, and they were laughing and laughing. They thought that was the funniest thing. Oh my God.
God, that's hysterical.
It was one of those things. I mean, it's just little feature, but the kids just, I mean, we laughed the entire way to school. It was hilarious.
I must admit, we've never gone to Toy Box that I'm aware of. We've never used anything in Toy Box, but that is hysterical.
Oh my
Tell
gosh.
Steph about that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
That is wonderful. So should we do the same thing we did on Wednesday?
That's what I mean. We could do Tuesday for Tuesday. I mean, to just mix it up. And we've had a day rest. I mean, how do you feel?
Well, I think Wednesday is the kind of the most representative.
Okay.
The only thing we don't do on Wednesday is with feet on the bar.
Right.
But I just think that's the best workout. And then, we started with Friday, which was the knees, the
Right.
straps on the knees.
We could do that. That's always a good one. You know what I mean? And that's again, isolating the hip joints.
Yeah. Is this a good spot?
Come down a little bit. Yeah, right there.
Okay.
So let's go red, white, blue. We'll do the big straps to the knees.
Big straps to knees, headrest up. I can do this. I can do this. Oh,
Headrest is up.
yeah. Okay.
So let's start with let's just go two together. And let's just do 12.
With the block or not?
How did you like it without the block?
That's how I usually do it, isn't it?
We usually do it with the block.
Want me to try that?
We did last time without. You want to, yeah. Try that. 12. Nice and easy, just isolating the femur and hip joints. Lowest ribs in the back are connected to the carriage. Sacrum's connected to the carriage. Front of the ribs are gently clasped. Just aware of that center channel, kind of thinking tubular. Maintaining that tensegrity. And then now let's do one at a time for 16. One and then the other one. And focusing on stabilizing your center channel, the 4 quadrants of the torso and pelvis. So there's no, you're not decreasing any space on any side or compensating. Inhaling through the nose, and then if you can exhale through the nose, great. If not, you can exhale through the mouth.
Okay.
Now let's go to the second position. And remember, we want to even out the knees. So even though the right one can't, it won't go out as far as it can. It's more that they're even. They're symmetrical. How's that feeling, by the way? What are you noticing there?
It it feels good. It's hard. It's hard through here.
Yeah. Does it feel pretty even?
Yeah.
Flashlights on the knees, ankles and feet are dropping. Just stabilizing the pelvis, spine, torso, so that the femurs can move freely. Equal pressure on both sides of the sacrum. So one hip's not coming up. Equal pressure on both sides of the lower back. Good. And then you can take those off.
Ooh.
Now we could go lower in weight if you feel like it's too much, or do you feel like the weight's okay? It's just inherent in the work itself is challenging. Because I don't see you compensating, or you know what I mean? I don't see you
Yeah.
like pulling up the torso, or you know what I mean, cranking up a hip or anything like that.
Okay, now what do I do?
Put the straps, you have to put the straps on the shoulder rests, and we're going to change the weight change
Oh,
the strings
right.
to, let's go 2 red.
Oh, that is a good workout here. Lots of stretch.
And it does not feeling constrictive. Is it feeling like you're working the muscles, but is it more, hopefully it's elongation. You know what I mean? I don't want you to feel like you're grabbing there versus you're gently working that area.
I think I'm just stretching.
Okay.
Ah,
And then you'll take the ring, put it between the ankles. Even work in the straps. You're pulling the sled evenly. And you're aiming the feet and legs evenly. You can let the straps be a guide. So the knees are touching in the same place. Or the straps just above the knees in the same place.
I think we're just doing 12, right?
Let's stay with 12. Lift and lower. Thinking out the legs and the feet and the heels. Sacrum stays connected. Lowest ribs stay connected. Yep, that's good. You'll take the ring off, put the block. Uh-oh, it's pretty far. Can you? Oh no.
Block went
You can do
away.
without the block. Yeah, let's just do without the block. So um you'll do, yep, 12. Yeah, normally if Kevin's listening, you would have the block here in between the feet and the ankles. And then lift and lower for 12. Stabilizing the pelvis on left and right are even on the carriage the whole time. Low ribs are connected in the back. Front of the ribs are gently clasped. Good. Peter Pan. Let's do 12. So 6 on each side. That's it. Priority stabilizing the pelvis and the center channel. Thinking out, out, out. And even tension in the straps. And then let's do our circles, 10 each way. And again, most importantly is the stabilizing the center channel, and the legs are rotating evenly, even if one doesn't go out as far as it can. You're drawing even circles on the ceiling. And then just stretching the legs, noting the symmetry or asymmetry, seeing if you can evenly distribute yourself on both sides of the spine. Let's take one off, and since we're here with low weight. How does that feel, Sally? What do you notice?
It feels good. There's a lot, it's a lot harder. There's a lot more stretch and discomfort on the left side than the right side. Through there.
Do you feel like your legs were more even with that?
It's really hard to do that.
Yeah.
I was concentrating on trying to keep the movements even.
Oh, we lost a strap.
One of the first things you're supposed to learn how to do is how to put those back on. I apparently missed that session.
There's an entire manual dedicated just to that.
Ah. Ooh. Okay. Ah. Oh, I'm alive.
All right. Blue and a white, and we'll lay on the side. And just 12.
Yeah, when I picked up the ring, I flipped this over where I couldn't reach it.
Way up on those ribs, heads releasing into the block. And again, you're stabilizing that center channel or the four quadrants of the torso and pelvis. So that's all stable so that you can move the free leg from the hip, knee, and ankle joints.
I stretched through here.
Good. And then figure 4. I was showing pictures to my kids of me when I was a kid
Oh my
in college and
goodness.
all that. Lucilla's her first question was, she goes, "Dad, why do you look like that?" And my response is, "Why don't I look like that now?" I'm going to answer that question with a question.
That is so fun. What are you doing with kitties this weekend?
Oh, Universal Studios on
Oh,
Sunday. They have the Grinch there, and it's so funny that it's the tattoo artist. I tell you that what his day job is.
what?
I got a tattoo,
Yes.
and so that tattoo art, he's very short, and his day job is he is a minion or Mario or Bart Simpson at Universal. And so he goes, look, I get all these, I have these extra tickets. I mean, he doesn't have kids or anything. Like, he's like, you ever, because I was talking about, I'm putting my kids here, and he goes, if you ever, and I go, well, yeah, that'd be great, So
Oh, that's
nice.
fantastic.
He gave us tickets to,
Oh, that's
so we're gonna go Sunday. I'm taking all 3 kids,
I love it.
and
That's
he
wonderful.
may be working. We might see him there in
Well,
costume.
except how will you know? I mean,
I know that's a yeah that yeah. I don't you
he might recognize you, but I doubt that you'll recognize him.
right.
He's the short minion.
Yeah,
Wait.
that's right. Way up on those ribs. Breathing's free. Neck is free. Stabilizing that center channel so you can hinge in the hip joint. You know, Sally, his story is interesting, and dad totally out of the picture. Mom was in and out. It sounds like there were some drug problems or something. He was living on Skid Row for a couple years as a
Oh my,
kid, as a child, and his
oh,
grandparents got him off the street. And he was so appreciative and thankful to them. He pulled up his shirt. He has a huge portrait of his grandparents on his torso.
oh my,
Amazing.
what a,
I mean,
how do people live through things like
I,
that?
I mean, it really, it just puts everything. Oh, and again, I mean, everyone has their own sadness and hardship and everything, but you just puts things in perspective. For me, I was just, um, and we talked about like getting, 90% of the people getting tattoos. It's like there's a lot of pain there. There's some kind of pain. It's something about it's cathartic, or you're getting that tattoo to you're kind of singeing something on, and there's something. I feel I it's so I really love it. Like it felt so good in a way. And he said he's kind of, there's a therapy. It's like a therapy of you're hanging a lantern on these core wounds. So I mean, he it's amazing all the people he's done over 15 years or whatever. But it really is. It's not. I mean, every once in a while you get someone. It's light, doesn't matter. You know what I mean? But most people, it's usually heavy stuff. It's usually there's pain. They're wanting to transcend.
Wow.
Which again, I hadn't really gone into that world, but now I get it now because of this. A lot of the divorce for me, and that
Yeah.
transforming those hard feelings into protective energy, or there's a lot of that kind of thing that a loss, putting someone's that you lost on, with you, and that kind of. So it was much more emotional. There's a lot of emotion and depth to it that I didn't understand. Also, just tribal markings going back thousands, and we've been doing this for thousands of years, marking ourselves. It's anyway, it was just fascinating. It's a fascinating world. Yeah.
It is, and nothing that I've ever had any real contact with.
Right.
Wow.
I mean, tangentially through friend a little bit, but not really. Not I never knew a tattoo artist, or yeah. So
Huh.
yeah. Anyway, how are you feeling now? What are you noticing?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Um, how about this? I give you a choice. Do you want to should we do the rails versus downward dog Which would you
I
prefer?
don't, well, I obviously like the rails better, but,
Let's do that one. Let's do that one.
okay.
We did downward dog on Wednesday, right?
Yeah, we did.
So let's do the rails. You go just a blue spring.
Thank you.
And just careful getting on and off. Head's releasing off the top of the spine in the same direction as the spine. Just hinging in the hip joints. How was that?
I did 25.
Yes. You know what we didn't do is long spine. Are you up for that today?
Oh, yeah.
Then let's load up. We'll do our hyper patriotic colors. 2 red, blue, and a white. Do you think Nikki Haley has any chance? By the
What?
way, are you following the Nikki Haley? Do you think she could rise and oh no.
I mean, it's just,
The
I
Koch
am,
brothers got behind her.
I know. I just, another 4 years of Trump. I, I despair. I really do. I
Oh my
mean,
gosh. I mean, it's
talk about the
because
most terrifying thing.
it's worse. I mean, he's mad and he's out for revenge. He's vengeance, revenge. I mean, he's out for revenge.
It's going to be a pure revenge presidency. He's an evil man.
It really is.
He I find it so hard to read anything about any of this
Yeah.
because it just terrifies me.
Well, Nikki Haley has a chance, but
I mean, it's just the worst.
the problem with Biden is he's just the age thing is just killing. I mean, everyone's worried about,
Like,
and
it should
he
be
won't.
killing Trump too.
But Trump is more full of Trump doesn't he's not showing those he's not showing the same signs of age, the
Well, I think he is.
well,
He's a lunatic. He's insane.
well, yeah, but I think he was insane. Well, I know, but he's not he's insane, but he's still pretty quick, and you know what I mean. He's still sprightly. He's not.
He's just terrifying to me.
Oh,
That's
100%. I mean,
I just I I can't think about it. Let's put
okay.
it that way. Without
Head
getting
rest down. Head rest down, and then you'll lay back down and put the straps on.
So if you just ruined my long spine.
Oh my God. Sorry.
uh,
This was going too well. You needed another challenge, I think, to
oh,
Taking your time. Inhale on the way up. Exhale, leave the spine long. And then exhale again now, vertebrae by vertebrae, evenly rolling through the spine, equal weight on the left and the right. Did you lean a little bit to the left at the end?
What?
Did you lean a little to the left on the end coming down?
I don't know.
Just noting that, even trying to keep the feet center.
Okay.
Inhale. Inhale here, and then slowly exhale as you unfurl.
The slow part today. Ah, try it again. Darn, I did him so well on Wednesday.
You did, I know, you. Centering the feet.
Ah, ah. One more time.
Inhale. Vertebrae by vertebrae.
That was better. I'm gonna do it again.
Just notice if you're wilting, if the legs are coming over to the left. I'm at an angle, so maybe they're not, but it looks like they're a little bit, when you come down, they're over to the left.
The problem is if I think about that, I can't hold the position.
Okay.
That's what was happening. I was focusing on staying centered. And then I couldn't.
Just focus then on the spine, y'all, and centering the spine.
Now I'm all.
Last one. Really leave the spine long as you inhale, bend the knees. And then slowly even distribution, even distribution.
So that time I focused on just coming as straight down my spine as I could.
Great.
That I can do it. If I'm focusing on where my feet are,
It doesn't help. That not good.
it
Yeah.
throws me off.
Just put the soles of the feet together. Let's just stretch. Yeah.
Because that one felt like I was just coming right down my spine.
Yep. Now we could do the mat again.
Oh, yes.
Let's do that.
My favorite thing of the whole week. That's interesting. When I focused on keeping my feet in the center, say I was looking at them. Usually when I do that, I have my eyes closed because I'm thinking spine.
right.
And when I did that, I can manage the, the one by one by one by one by one by one by one. Interesting. And
Yep.
maybe I'm using my legs to keep my spine in place. Whatever.
Yep.
Ah.
And again, I mean, I could give you the AT perspective of just with closing the eyes. I mean, nothing wrong with closing the eyes, but oftentimes we'll say, like let's say I'm taking someone out of the chair. You don't, if they're closing their eyes to do it and feel it, then they have to close it's a habit that forms. I've got to go inside and I have to close my eyes versus I can keep my eyes open and go inside. Like in tango, like I don't have to close my eyes because I have to navigate, I'm dancing. So if I close my eyes to feel where things are versus I may need to do that to feel where things are, but then they get to the point where my eyes are open and I'm feeling where things are.
Okay. I mean, I can certainly try that as long as I'm not trying to keep my feet in some kind of position.
Yep.
I certainly will try to do that.
Okay. We got water.
Meet you halfway.
Okay. All right.
My thought is that I have some imbalance, and we all know that, but I'm not going to fix it on that exercise. That make any sense?
I mean, I would push back a little bit, say that is a tool for working on the imbalance. I mean, I work on mine. For me, because I go down my vertebrae, I can feel them when I go a little bit to the right, or you know what I mean. But most importantly, you're keeping your spine even all the way down. That's what's most important.
That's what I'm trying. That's my focus.
That should be your primary focus, and it sounds like it is. So,
because if what's causing that to balance my legs out incorrectly is not my spine's problem, it's elsewhere.
yep.
Okay, so we have a mat.
There it is.
That good?
Yep.
And we have the handy get down on my knees boxes.
Yeah, that's right. The Marathew patent pending. Those were $499 each, those boxes. And they were made to look like regular file. That's the thing. That's the beauty of them, is they're made to look like office file, just your run of the mill. They're specially made to look like run of the mill office file box.
Valuable properties.
Yeah.
Our most valuable papers are in those boxes. Okay.
Right up. Yeah, you see you're way up on the ribs. There's lots of space between the low ribs and the top of the pelvis, top of the hips. And then right angle in the femur and the hip joints. So right angle between the torso and the femurs. You're going to inhale, exhale. Inhale, think out the fingers and knees. Exhale brings you back. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Staying for an extra breathing cycle. Abdominals bring you back. Inhale. Exhale. Way up on the ribs, right angle in the hip joints. Inhale, exhale, looking towards that hand as best you can. Fill up the low lobes of the lungs and then exhale. Abdominals bring you back. Inhale, exhale, looking out as best you can to the hand.
Yay.
All right. Okay.
Thank goodness for downward dog.
Yes. All right. Feet are wide. Just surveying yourself, checking in, seeing how what you're noticing.
So much looser right now than when we started.
Let those knees ease out. Face is going to drop and then just scoop out the abdominals. What if I let everything hang? And then next inhale, bring the air into those low lobes of the lungs, filling up the side and back of the ribs. Think out the knees and scoop out the abdominals again, vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae.
Oh, there's that extra 3 inches. Ah.
Knees ease out, face drops, scooping out the abdominals. Back of the neck softens. Jaw releases. Eyes soften. Brow unfurrows. And then next, inhale, bring the air in, stretch the back. Pouring yourself back on top of your legs.
Oh.
Until the head's balanced up on top of the spine.
Ah. Well, you have a wonderful weekend, especially at Universal.
Yeah.
What fun.
The plan is to get up early, be there right at 8 a.m. when the gates open.
Oh, good.
That's
Good. That's the way to do it.
Yep. and then
It
try
is.
because Mario's the new ride or whatever. So maybe we'll try to do that. Try to do the crowded ones first or whatever. So
Fantastic. We, Bob and I, at one point were, like went to Disneyland all the time. And Bob actually had a recipe for how to do it. It's well before they started all the fancy stuff.
right.
But the first rule was get there a half an hour before the park opens. We have many pictures of us first in line.
Yeah. That is my I'm gonna try to set the alarm 6:30. You know what I mean? Let's really try to do it.
Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time.
All
And
right.
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hope the tape worked. If not,
Yeah. I'll follow you. I'll do more research. Bye bye.
Bye bye.